Hello, and welcome to VIDMAS Day 6. Today we are doing a small speed build of a cozy, festive themed cafe. So there will be a lot of red and green in this build. And yes, VIDMAS Day 6. I'm totally not 2 days behind, am I? Yeah, I am. Well, never mind. Let's pretend that isn't happening and just talk about the lovely build that we're going to do. So I had a lot of fun doing this build. It's it's kind of weird because it's a cafe, but it's like a standalone building. We don't really have many of those around my area, so the roofing was a bit of a challenge. I ended up using a platform system, which I think looks more commercial, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the roofing. I'm not sure if the whole platform thing looks as good as I think it does. But yeah, at least we were able to keep most of the build very festive, and I think, inside it looks great. It's more the outside I'm concerned about. But when you think about it, I have never ever played The Sims and gone, I need a red and green window. But hey, there's a red and green window, and it's a really nice window. So thank you, Get Famous. It was definitely a great find. I also like these front doors. I mean, they're not the best option, but they end up looking pretty good. They kind of tie in with the rest of the build. So I was pretty happy to find them. They weren't as commercial or as modern as I was kind of looking for. I don't know why I wanted modern doors, but I did. But yeah, now we actually used this pavement from the Star Wars pack. Now, I didn't buy the Star Wars pack. As soon as it was announced, I was like, finally, the first ever Sims 4 pack I won't buy. And then it was on 50% off. And I was like, oh, you know what? There might be great clutter items. I'll buy it. It's 50% off. I reckon it was like 2 meters after I bought it. Yeah, definitely 2 or 3 minutes after I bought it, I regretted it. Don't really like much in it at all. And I don't find a lot of it adaptable, but I do love the pavements. So yeah, this is actually on the gallery. So if you download it and you don't have the Star Wars pack, it won't matter. You'll just have to replace the front pavement. It's literally the only thing I use from the pack. I also did this cool thing with the flooring inside. You can see here I'm kind of deciding whether I should delete it or not, but I don't. I just keep going. And yeah, it's just by switching over the tiles, you kind of make this pattern all by yourself. So it's cool that we got one flooring and you can make a whole new flooring with it. And I actually think it adds to like the level of detail to the build. And I'm really pleased with the flooring because I nearly didn't do it. I also love my use of this ugly carpet. It actually looks like a really nice Christmas themed rug. So yeah, that rug really makes me think of like a country pub in Australia that might also have like a hotel component to it. We go with a red tile in the bathroom because obviously everything in this build is red or green. Um, I mean, this isn't super red, but the wood kind of works with the rest of the build, so I mean, we had to have it as a cafe. There was a lot of red things in here that were quite modern, so I think in a couple of days you might see like a some sort of a commercial red lot that's more modern coming your way. And I do have to catch up on my videos eventually. You can see here I'm kind of messing around with the placement of this. It's kind of awkward because I don't really want my Sims going behind it. So it kind of has to be in the corner, but then there's not that many corners to use in the build. I don't know. I struggled with the placement, but I think it ended up being okay, especially when I made the room like 2 or 3 cells wider, it kind of looked better. So you can see here I'm starting to use some of the appliances. We don't have a dishwasher in this build, which is kind of annoying, but I couldn't fit one in. But obviously, like we have all the requirements necessary for this to function as a cafe. And when I did load this up, a barista person did come automatically. This little corner here is like a little booth section, sort of, and it looks so cozy. And I think if this was like my local cafe, this is probably the seat I would always try and get. Of course, here you can see I'm in debug, so when I see things that I think I might want to use, I throw them outside because I know I'll never find them again. And some of those weren't debug as well, but you'll see later. There's more like debug cars and stuff. The serviette salt and pepper standard is also so cute. I should use it way more. It's perfect for this lot too. And in case you forgot about the red and green thing, we do throw a green rug down in that corner, which I think is super cute. We do these little like what do you call them? In my head they're like red carpet or like VIP fences. I don't know what they're really called, but they're these rope fancy fence things just so that the customers know where to line up. I think it's a nice little detail. Talking about lining up, maybe I should have put like little circle stickers in the floor. Today, for the first time in 6 months, I went to like the big shopping center near my house, and it was interesting. It was very busy, and pretty much every shop I went into, there was like somebody at the door, and they sprayed hand sanitizer on my hands. And yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking because there was a lot of people. Um, but definitely less than usual compared to like, say for example, the car park I got, I would not, yeah, never get it so close to Christmas normally. So obviously there was less people there, but it felt like a lot of people. But yeah, you have to stand on the circles in the floor, and yeah, maybe I should have put circles on the floor in this field. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to talk about COVID when we're playing The Sims, eh? So I'll stop that now. But yeah, that was something I did. You can see here with the green sofas, I like the screen. It's very green and in your face, but the wood did not match with the walls or the flooring. And I was like, well, maybe it doesn't have to match, but I realized it did have to match. And in hindsight, subdued green is so much nicer. I feel like this cafe has a couple of places where, like, if you went there in real life, you would totally Instagram it. Like this cozy fireplace section. I feel like that would be like a really cute place to hang out with, your friends. Hindsight is also kind of annoying. I should have put like some sort of, not a pool table, but what's the table tennis or the other table thing? Or like a card table. I should have done some sort of activity table in this build. Oh well, maybe I'll do that in the modern one. Oh well, it always happens when you film videos. You like watch them back, and it's usually a day or two later, and you're like, oh, I should have done this. We throw in some deep bad clutter onto these shelves. I think there is actually more appropriate clutter. From memory, there is like bags of coffee, but I didn't see them, and I was just like grabbing random stuff. So we go for an assortment of cups. That's what we end up with. And see here, I told you I was going to throw more debug stuff out front. Those cars are going to form the car park later when they're not, haphazardly out the front. This lot was a little bit big. I mean, it fitted the lot quite nicely, but there was a bit of empty space. I do a car park, but in hindsight, I should have done like a dumpster area as well. And maybe like a more of like a staff room or I don't know, a back door or something because I feel like most places would have that. And there's no like kitchen or anything or staff room or anything. So yeah, it's not the best. I get like, if your Sims want to own this and run it as a can they run a cafe? They can't they? Oh, I guess as a retail lot you could. But you couldn't run it like a restaurant. Which is probably a good thing anyway, because let's face it, restaurants are a little bit glitchy. But yeah, um, you could make it slightly more functional. But as a sim visiting, it's totally functional. When I came in here to take new screenshots with sim, there was a barista rocking up and everything. The bathroom is very ready. You have one toilet and a sink in there, and then two sinks outside in the bigger room. I maybe could have squished in another toilet, like quite easily, but I didn't. I think one toilet's enough though. There's like, if you think about a cafe, you're lucky to have two, really. Um, so yeah, we are, I think maybe, we're going to do the indoor tables first. And I found this table that actually matches really well with the flooring and the walls. So I was thrilled about that. Sadly, the table and, sorry, not the table, the seats I wanted to use didn't match. But then I found these ones from Get Together, which I think worked really nice. And can I say, I love the Get Together pack. I don't understand why people are not raving about the build buy mode from it more often because it's really good. And also, we got Windenburg with it, and Windenburg is so pretty. If you actually play in it and like go for runs with your Sims in like first person, it's so pretty. We have a couple of windows, and I think I mentioned this earlier that it's a bit weird how it's like a cafe, but it's like a single building on a lot. I struggled with the windows because I feel like most cafes really only have windows on one wall because there's like shops either side. But yeah, we had a little bit more freedom with our windows in here. So we do use them as well to decorate a lot. You'll see I start doing a little bit of decoration. Yeah. We go bananas with the decorations. There is no way your Sims will walk into this lot and not know that it's Christmas themed because we end up putting Christmas decorations everywhere, which I think look pretty good. I decided to use these red, green, and white kind of I don't know what you call them, things, thingamabobs all over the place instead of those really big bushy ones, which we still have, I think, over the fireplace, but as more of a statement. And now we are using these taller tables outside. I don't know why, but I was obsessed with the idea of using these taller tables outside. And then I found these matching green seats, and it was like perfection. We do also have like a really big communal table that's coming up right now. And I mean, in real life, I would not want to sit at a communal table. I find it really awkward when you go to like a bar and you're sitting there and like a stranger is sitting right next to you. I don't know. That's me, I guess. Um, you can see here in the middle, we kind of have like nothing. And I nearly put like a Christmas tree right in the center of the entranceway, but then I was like, oh, maybe not. So we just go for a little table and a wreath to the side, and then we just leave it open. I mean, I think it's probably better for your Sims to have less obstacles to walk around, and there's still a lot going on in this build. So yeah, there is a little bit of blank space, but I've, told myself it's okay. I don't know what else I could have done. Like, oh, I could have sized it. I could have done like a circular table in the center and then sized down a Christmas tree and put the tree on top of the table, I guess. Oh well, I didn't do that, so oh well. We have these holiday lights, which are also really pretty and they do light up in the evening, as you can see. So we have those on both sides of the fence, and I think they look super cool. I don't know what more can you say about fairy lights? They're super pretty. Um, Here comes the car park, and I don't know, I like the idea of a car park. I know we don't have cars in The Sims and whatever, but to me it's a nice little decoration, it's a nice space filler, and it looks reasonably effective. I think I kind of bring the other papers all the way up to it, and maybe I should have put more greenery around or something, so it's not perfect, but it's fine. Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, those cars aren't that realistic, but we'll deal with it. I also, the more I look at this, the more I love the red and green fence. I was kind of like, maybe it's too out there, but I think it's good. We also have some random bikes around because, maybe some people cycled here, and then we decide to extend the pavers all the way across the lot, and then soon we will place like a playground to the side, although it's pretty small. We have a couple more tables, so, there's no way your Sims cannot get a table at this cafe. They have plenty of shows. Oh, I just remembered I forgot an umbrella. I meant to do an umbrella. Also, you'll see when I decorated the outside of the house, not the house, the cafe. You can tell I've been doing too many house speed builds. Um, I did these flowers outside, but then I was kind of thinking, well, if it's a winter cafe, it makes no sense because you're not going to have your flower pots fully planted for winter, are you? But then, like, obviously in Australia, we have summer, like a Christmas summer. Summer is in, I mean, Christmas is in summer. Why is that so hard for me to say? I don't know. Also, it doesn't help that I've tried to record this voiceover like a million times. I was really lazy. I slouched on the sofa for the first couple of times, and I finally got one that kind of made sense. And then I listened back to it, and all you could hear was like the fan on my laptop overheating. So now I've got my headset on, and I'm hoping this one actually works because I want to go back to Netflix. We have a toddler slide in here and monkey bars. When I placed the monkey bars in, I realized this was a little bit small display center, but at least the kids have somewhere to play. Um, I do like, the toddler slide because often when you go to like a park, I guess because did toddlers come in a pack? No, they didn't, did they? Oh, I don't know now. Anyway, that thing definitely came in a pack, I think. I don't know, actually, I'm totally doubting myself. But a lot of the parks are not set up for toddlers, only for kids, which is a shame. I used some debug fencing, which I think is meant to go on top of a half wall. I don't know. But we use this debug fencing around the trees to add some, detail. And then we do a couple of snowmen. And it is pretty much the end of the video, guys. I'm going to do some feature lighting and then we leap into some screenshots right about now. So before I sign off for VIDMAS Day 6, which is really Day 8 because I'm 2 days behind. Shh, don't tell anyone. Um, I would like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will speak to you soon. Bye.